All right. Okay. It looks like we are live. I'm going to reach over here and get some water. So, one of the ideas or the crazy idea that I've been thinking about is almost doing a couple of kind of live in the office, just turn it on and let it be, and just kind of show the mundane activity that happens behind being an entrepreneur. Um, and just kind of see what type of interactions we can create that are authentic out of that. But I'm not sure if that's going to be a good idea. So, what I figured I would try to do is for the next little bit, I'm just going to have the camera going. And if some of you tune in live, I'll correspond with you via the chat and talk. We'll see what type of topics that we can come up with during this session. Um, One of the interesting points that I want to make sure to kind of bring up for this overall live channel experience is that I want to make sure it's surrounded by people that are interested in small businesses, nonprofit organizations, how to get the most out of digital marketing, and tips and tricks along those lines. And I'm fully expecting there to be some times where we go off on a tangent off to the left or right, wherever it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is going to be an evolving new experience that I'm undertaking because as I get more and more comfortable in front of the camera, which I'm starting to get there, letting my personality actually show up, which is harder than it's. Um, but yeah, I just really want to be able to start connecting with you guys on a routine basis. I need to get more consistent in doing my live streams, but um, yeah, just trying to connect uh, and let your personality show. I mean, in previous videos I did, I felt totally uncomfortable in the sense that I'm talking to a camera. I don't think know what people are going to think about it. But in reality, when you start looking at the different YouTubers, live streamers on the various platforms, they start to get better when they don't necessarily care what people think of how they're presenting themselves on camera, at least at the start. There's always room for critiquing and for getting better at what you're doing and improving. But I think, for me, the hurdle of getting over that all consuming thought of what people are thinking um, about you is finally coming to a head. Now, by all means, I'm sure that I'm still going to have struggles with it, but I'm finally in a position where I truly think that my personality can actually show up here, um, which is a big step for me. Um, Another aspect of wanting to do live videos is how authentic we can connect on the sense of the struggles. A lot of the successful YouTubers you see out there at one point in time started and was terrible. And that's something that we forget because we tend to look at them as, oh man, they have 1 million followers. And we forget that they started with one follower at some point in time. I mean, and they started with thumb down of, their content. And so overcoming that challenge and that thought of, okay, I'm doing terrible on camera. So what? It's refreshing and it gives you a lot of freedom. Um, The other aspect of being an entrepreneur, especially one that's in a technology-centric arena, we tend to get kind of that flustered look of, "Oh, but their business is so perfect." Well, no, it's not. Um, there is daily struggles. It just you only see the good parts on camera. And with live streaming, I think we're finally in a position where we can show the imperfection, the struggles, the journey behind the success of the entrepreneurs that we consider mentors, or that we admire, or that we want to surpass in our ventures and in our intentions of where we want to take our businesses or the organizations that we work with. Because really, the cliche is follow your passion and the money will come. Well, yeah, living that out is another thing altogether, because that one statement seems so easy to achieve, and it's not. And what I mean by that, following your passion is something that takes a bold a bold intention, and it definitely is not for the faint of heart. Because when you start out on something knowing that to get to the success that you admire and see in others now is going to take you years to achieve, that takes a lot of stupidity or a lot of guts. I mean, that's really what it breaks down to. I mean, it personally, the challenges that I've faced over the last 5 years are insurmountable to what I could have ever imagined would the, the types of hurdles, whether in relationships, in family, in business, in friendships. I mean, it it almost brings tears, yeah, at least for me, of what it's taken so far, and to know that the journey is forever ongoing. It's easier to choose, so to speak, but it's not easier to execute. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to put it into exact words that can really introduce the complete breadth of the emotions and feelings that go behind it. Uh, on the flip side of it, the excitement of what can and will be happening in the future is phenomenal, because as you get these small wins along the way, you can truly start to get more of that adrenaline rush. I mean, when you start thinking about where you're going. I mean, right now, as I'm talking about it, I don't know if you can see that, but it brings goosebumps to me knowing that my core intention is to help others, so that when we get to that constant development of success and where we think we want to go, that it's not done alone. It's actually done with a community, a tribe that surrounds us and continues to propel us to go further. And I think it's really important to bring up the fact that going further in success does not mean the accumulation of things. It means for me, it means the accumulation of day in, day out moments and experiences that you can share with people that you genuinely care about. Um, and that, I think, is really just it pumps me up. Uh, I still have low days, so I want to be completely honest about that. I totally have. um, low days where it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It doesn't look like I have the energy to make it through, especially with dealing with health challenges. Those can wipe you out. I mean, you think you have the energy, you're overcoming, getting up and I got to achieve this, and then bam, you just get hit with fatigue or other things, and it's a bummer. But then in the midst of all that, you get an opportunity where you see that glimpse of the future. You see that glimpse of what you've been hoping and praying for, and the accumulation of the experiences to that moment and the excitement of what you're going to learn and what wisdom you're going to gain moving forward. I mean, when you get those glimpses, bam, it's phenomenal. So, oh man, that just brought a lot of excitement talking about that. But yeah, it's one of those things. I'm excited to have you guys part of the journey, and I'm really looking forward to the day that, right now as I'm recording this live, there's not a single person watching this. But I look forward to the day that we can look back and there are people that this particular live stream inspired them to do their very first live stream. Even if it was rambling on, even if it was just completely unrelated to what their passion is, but I hope you feel comfortable enough that it's okay to start and be terrible. It really is. Because most likely, you're not as terrible as you think as far as being on camera. Just really, really focus on communicating that the way you communicate with a friend, and then being on camera is easy. So I don't think I'm going to go ahead and sit here and record aimlessly or just have it recording as I sit here and work on other items for today. It is something I want to have as an experiment in the future, because as I've been able to talk with you guys just a little bit here, I think this is a good episode just to have, making it short, right around 13 minutes. And just give yourself some time to reflect. And by all means, in the comments or however you want to post it, share what your channel and what your first step is or was. For those of you that are highly successful, share what you thought was the rough parts in the beginning and where you are now. In doing that, you are inspiring others even more. Just get started and go. So looks like we're almost 13 and a half minutes. So I'm going to round that up to call 14. And I'm working on getting a little bit better on the scheduling, and I will continue to do live streams. But I just want to say thank you. Be blessed. And let's go after our dreams in this journey called life together. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to interacting with you all later.